And you know, to segue to another big hot topic these days, it's all about energy, right? Kind of working through what the new energy solution is going to be for this country. What are your thoughts around, say, clean coal in particular? You know, and how we devise new energy solutions aimed at not only creating, you know, the best outcome for our country, but also bearing in mind the vulnerabilities of, you know, low-income, rural, minority populations?
Well, you know, we have to move to this notion of clean energy, going green, whatever you want to call it, because it makes good sense. On the financial side, you can get a better product using better techniques, safer techniques, cheaper. So as a country, we have a history of being large, wasteful consumers of energy. Now, to the extent that we can now operate better, cleaner, and cheaper, means that the resources required to do that can go toward reinvestment in industrial and economic development opportunities. But more importantly, we're saving and preserving an environment that in some instances is very fragile. On other hands, we are making the health and safety of our citizens a priority. You've seen the smokestacks all over this country. You're not saying that you can't have coal as an energy source. You just need to do it where it does not create more problem producing it and using it than what's reasonably accepted. So to some degree we have to regulate it, but more importantly, you know, fluorescent lighting, the new type bulbs that are being used, the new type cars, the hybrid cars that are being promoted, all these things add up to a different way of using energy. And I go back to when they first started this anti-litter campaign in this country. And you know, people used to throw cans and bottles and paper just out the car and never give it one thought. So all of a sudden, fast forward 20, 25 years, I mean, if you see somebody throw a can out of a car, you say, that person must be crazy. But that's because the education part has caught up. And so by promoting clean coal, clean energy, energy alternatives, over time it will catch up and the public will get it. And so what we have to do is to pass good policies here, like we've done, and convince the public over time that it's in their collective best interest to have these things. And I'm absolutely excited about it. My alma mater, Tougaloo College, is building a LEED certified building on campus. You know, it's a historically black college, but they see the value of building a building that's energy efficient, using the latest energy conservation measures, and the return from that over time will be significant from an investment posture.
And do you think there are special considerations that come into play when looking at kind of new energy sources in areas of the Southeast in particular? You know, just because on one hand you have just geographic differences in the Southeast between, you know, as compared to like some areas out west where, like, you know, wind is prevalent or things of that nature.
Well, I think we have to look at what's peculiar to the area. if parts of Texas and California supports wind power or some kind of turbine power, more to it. I mean, but I think we ought to have incentives that encourage that kind of alternative energy, tax credits, low interest loans and grants. And so part of what you do is drive the population to looking at other ways of producing energy. And then you say to them, on the other hand, if there's some excess energy produced, you can put it in the marketplace and sell it. And so all those incentives drive people to look at alternatives. So I'm excited about the big picture. Now, obviously, you hear people say, "Oh, this is government telling me what to do." But you know, if you see the overconsumption of petroleum products, if you see the environment being harmed by how many of those products are produced, you say we have to do something. So if we can get the same product produced cheaper, that renders the country from an environmental standpoint safer, why wouldn't we do that? You know? I mean,
Exactly.
so, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Right.
Now, if we have to have legislation that encourages that practice, then obviously that's what we have to do, and we need to make sure that the rules and regulations we produce from that are enforced.